What's up, everybody? Another segment, Frankly, My Dear. So tonight, dive right into it, man. Tonight is the return of Keith, one-time Thurman. All right, he's fighting Josecito Lopez. And what, is going to tell us a lot about how, about the landscape of the welterweight division, over the next year or two. This is the first fight of one of the, what I call the big four right now, well, big three, in my opinion. Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, and Sean Porter. Those three guys, they got them belts. So we're gonna see, man. Keith Thurman been gone for damn near 2 years. He's still the WBA super champion. How after 2 years, I don't know. The guy just, I don't know what to think of Keith Thurman. He supposedly was injured, but when they interviewed him about his injury numerous times, he always changes it up. 1 minute he's saying it was his hand, next minute he's saying it was his elbow, next minute he's saying it was his shoulder. I don't know what's been going on with Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman is back. Keith Thurman is definitely back to talking. He definitely seems like himself. Like his mentality is finally back to what it is. But who knows? Keith Thurman has said a lot of suspect stuff over these last couple years, man. So it's kind of hard. I gotta see it, because the way he's been talking since he's been on this hiatus, it just seemed like he had lost his love for boxing. All right, and honestly, man, I can see if Keith doesn't have an impressive performance against Josecito Lopez, I honestly think Keith, even if he retains that belt, he gonna try to sit on that belt, or Keith might retire, man. I don't know. Keith is that type of guy. Say what you want about Keith, but Keith has his knowledge of the boxing game has always been very impressive. His knowledge of boxing history. He knows if he struggles in this fight tonight, man, he might as well call it a quits, because if he's struggling with this fight, and the thing is, Lopez is a good fighter. Lopez is a good pressure fighter. I think honestly, this fight pretty much guarantees that Keith Thurman is going to fight Sean Porter again. This is definitely Lopez is definitely no Sean Porter, but it's still that style of fighter. Just a guy that, can fight on the inside, kind of apply pressure on you, like Porter does. And I think that's why Keith Thurman is fighting him. And I think if he doesn't have an impressive performance, I can see Keith taking some more bums the rest of the I'm not gonna call Lopez a bum, but taking some bums the rest of the year. Or either just, man, fading into the sunset, getting a random injury, sitting out again. Something gonna happen if Keith is not the same Keith that he was before that almost 2-year layoff. But man, as far as my prediction for the fight, man, I got Thurman. It's hard to say that, even though you seen him in 2 years. That's a long time to be out of the fight game. 2 years, unless you some transcendent boxer like Mayweather. Outside of even though I don't think Mayweather can even come back at this point, but that's a story for another day. But if you're not some transcendent, transformative type talent, it's hard to come back from 2 years. But my prediction, man, I think Keith Thurman gonna win. I got Keith Thurman starting off pretty slow, pretty rocky, and I got Keith Thurman winning by fifth round TKO. Thurman ain't knocked nobody out in a long time. I think he knows he needs a knockout for people to take him serious again. And like I said, I wouldn't be so if this fight, man. If Thurman not impressed with this fight, man, please just give up the belts, man, and let the welterweight division go on. Please, Keith Thurman. All right, but we'll see how it goes. Of course, the elephant in the room is, will he fight Earl Spence? I highly doubt it this year. I think he's been talking about fighting him possibly next year. I believe that when I see it. Also, he's definitely not trying to fight Bud. He's called Bud too small, but yet he was hungry and just fiending to fight Danny Garcia when he moved up, okay? So it's just, Keith Thurman been saying a lot of things, man, but I got to be honest, man. I always respected Keith Thurman's fight style. To me, he does fade late in fights, especially when he got a lead. He started doing a lot of running. So it's going to be interesting to see what Keith looked like tonight, man. Let's say if he don't have an impressive performance, I want him to just drop the belt and just go on and do something with his life, man. Something else with his life, whatever he been doing these last 2 years. But anyways, man, y'all let me know what you all think. Hit a like button, subscribe, and comment. Keith is definitely know how to sell a fight, man. So it's possibly maybe entertaining. Keith was a very entertaining fighter before he went on his hiatus. So we'll see. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you all think. Y'all have a productive day. Enjoy the fights. One.